Hello, and welcome to I'm Every Woman. I'm your host, Natisha Clarke, and I'm so excited to have you here with us today. This podcast is a celebration of the beauty, strength, and complexity of womanhood, especially from the perspective of Jamaican women. Here, we dive into the deep stories that shape our lives, balancing family, friendships, work, and personal passions. It's a space where we share laughs, insights, challenges, and triumphs, all while embracing the unique cultural roots that make us who we are. Today, I have a wonderful guest joining me, and I can't wait to dive into a conversation that I know will be inspiring, fun, and thought provoking. So grab your favorite drinks, get comfortable, and let's start this journey together. So, hello, hi.
Hi.
So, here I have with me today Rianna Bailey. And fun fact is, me and Rihanna, we actually were neighbors for quite a few years of our
Yes,
lives.
we were.
So to start off the conversation, I want to ask you, Rihanna, what was it like growing up? First of all, tell us where you're from. Tell us your age and where you are from.
I'm 22 years old and I'm from Westmoreland, Jamaica.
Okay. Where in Westmoreland are you from? Because Westmoreland is very big.
That's true. So I'm from Culloden. It's a small community near White House, Westmoreland. And I hope everybody can relate to where Culloden is. It's not White House. Please do not say it's White House. Everybody keeps saying it's White
Yes,
House, but
yes.
it's not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, tell me some ways you would describe your upbringing, how you were raised by your parents. Were you raised with both parents, with one parent? Did you have any siblings? What was that experience like for you?
I was raised in a nuclear family. It was both parents, and I have a younger brother. I have older siblings, however, they don't live with me. Well, they didn't at the time. And my upbringing was, I would say, more strict. It was a strict upbringing.
Mm.
Yes.
What do you mean by strict? Tell me what you how you mean strict? What is your definition of strict? Give me an
There were,
example.
okay, so I wasn't allowed to wear colored hair until a certain age. I wasn't
Okay.
allowed to wear earrings. My nose piercing was a no no. So a lot of freedom of expression was not allowed.
Oh wow. So was that a thing? Was it a cultural thing for your parents? Was it a church thing? Why was there reasons? Why were those
More of
rules
a
in
church
your house?
thing.
More of a church
More of a
thing?
church thing, yes. More of a religious belief more than cultural. Because cultural, I feel like it's cultural. All of those are
It's
more than
more
likely
common.
accepted. Yeah,
Yes,
but
because Jamaican people are
religion
very
wise,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yes. So which church did you attend? What was your denomination?
it's a Pentecostal church.
Pentecostal. And did you feel like the Pentecostal church that you attended it have an influence on your life separate from you having not have a chance to express yourself with your color of your hair and
Yes.
your piercing? What are some other ways that you feel like being a Pentecostal experience your life and your daily activities growing up?
It really impacted the first thing you all right, so waking up, the first thing you do is pray. Not saying that's not normal for other churches, but for a Pentecostal church that had a more heavier need. Everybody had to wake up and do Bible study, especially on Sunday mornings, Bible study, um, praying for everything, praying before when you wake up, before you leave the house, when you come back, before you eat. There's always a need for prayer. And I think that has been a big part of my life even now.
Okay. So you would
I
say you're a
always
very
pray for
mhm.
everything.
So you always pray in the morning still? And you do
No,
your Bible
no,
studies on
no,
Sunday?
definitely not. I should. I really should, but I don't anymore.
Okay. Is that something that you want to continue doing? Do you feel like it would benefit you, or you feel like, I did too much of that when I was younger. I don't have to do that anymore.
No, I definitely feel like I should pick it back up. I
Okay.
keep beating myself up like you need to pray more often. Yes.
So with the denomination, we know that Jamaica have, I think we have 12 denominations. When I was growing up, I was taught 12
Yeah,
denominations growing up.
12. Okay.
12. Do you feel like if you wanted to go to another church, you could go to another church in your household, or you had to go to the church that your mother and father went to?
I feel like I had to, but no, if I wanted to change, I don't think there would be such of a, what should I say? I don't think it would be a big problem now. But back then, yes. Whichever denomination your parent is in, I think they would be like, yes, that is the one you have to go to. You have to be
Okay.
a part of that.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier that you grew up in a nuclear family, matrix was
Yes.
mom, dad, and you said you have a younger brother. You said you had older siblings, right? Who was it
Yes.
that was actually living in the house at the time that you grew up with?
My younger brother.
Okay, and you grew up with your parents as well?
Yes.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced growing up? And how can you remember overcoming them?
Biggest challenges. I
And what
didn't
were some
think
of the
I had.
challenges?
I don't think I had challenges growing up. I always remember my childhood as a fun childhood. Like even up to this day, I keep saying my childhood was very happy. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
very, very happy. I had mommy and daddy, so life was all right.
that's very good, very good, very
Yeah.
good. So what are some of the things you learned then from your childhood that you bring over into your adulthood?
Well, what did I learn growing up? I guess even though I had my family, I learned to always rely on my own instincts. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I can get advice, yes, but rely on my own instincts. I learned to challenge to attack everything by myself. If I need help, then ask. I learned a lot to just observe
Mm,
everything around you. Observe first before making a move. I really
okay.
started
That's
making impulsive decisions getting into my early teens. But when I was younger, I was taught to observe and be aware of my surroundings. That
mhm.
aware of my
Of
surroundings.
your surroundings. Okay, the important word, aware. Okay.
Yes.
So the name of the podcast is I'm
Um,
Every Woman. So
yes.
I want to ask you, how do you define the term I'm every woman? What do you think
I'm
that
every
means to
woman. It mean to me. I think that means I'm my sister's keeper. You know how they say I'm my brother's keeper. So we are all linked through sisterhood.
you? Yeah, so just having that support of another female sister or
Yes.
someone older than you, and also being there for someone younger than you to help them to navigate those
Life
paths.
always having a woman support.
Yes. And how do you feel like a woman support is important, or you feel like it's good to have it, but it's not necessary? What are your
It
feelings about that?
it is very important because those who have lived a life before you, women who can understand what you are going through, can help you to navigate your life that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's important.
Yes, very important. Very, very
I
important. I don't think it's something that it's not needed. It's very needed.
I
Very,
agree.
very needed.
So how has your understanding of womanhood evolved over time? Like looking back from
Hmm.
not understanding what it means to have that being a sister's keeper to now understanding. How has that evolved over time? Are there any examples, experiences you'd like to share?
For example, I remember the first time I saw a sanitary napkin and I asked my mom what was that, and she's like, "You're not ready to know what that is yet." And I was still curious. And then one day she told me what it was for. And I'm like, okay. And I look at it, I'm like, my dad couldn't tell me what that was for. I don't think he
Yeah.
would know how to use or even begin to explain what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And what's another moment in your life when you realize that women are important, that it's important to have a female guidance and support beside you?
When my mom had my brother and my neighbor, who is your sister, she
Oh.
came to help her. Yes. And I was like, my dad had to leave for work and she
Yeah.
needed help, but I was too young to help. And she had to come over and help her. And I'm like, that is very good. She needed a woman who understood everything, that she didn't have to explain the P's and the Q's, cross every T, dot every I. She understood and she could help before even me
Mhm.
asking if you needed help.
Yeah. And I feel like that is a very important thing to mention also, because I feel like that is the heart of the Jamaican culture of
Yeah.
having other women come in and step in. We all know of other
Yes.
women who, children who were raised by other women that weren't their own. Like I was raised by that same lady
Yes.
myself when my mom or my father wasn't available. So I have to give credit to all Jamaican women for always stepping
Yeah.
in and always offering their assistance and their help with the knowledge
Yeah.
that they have. So give a big up Uno, big up all of
Big
them.
up, you know. Yeah, that's true. They deserve
So
all the flowers. Not
yes,
plaster.
yes, yes. So are there any cultural expectations of Jamaican women that you feel impact you today?
A lot, especially during childbearing. A
Oh
lot.
wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Jamaican culture, cultural traits, the way how you just carry yourself. I think living in America lets you realize how different Jamaican women and being raised by a Jamaican woman is different, especially in the childbearing area. American women do stuff particularly different from Jamaicans.
In what
Jamaicans
way?
are very superstitious also.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
they're very superstitious. So they're like, don't walk over the broom. You will sweep for your blessing, all stuff like that. And
Those
you
sweep
will
at
get to be a
night.
yeah, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
being raised by a Jamaican woman, that has helped a lot. Weirdly, it scares you too. It really scares me too because
How, in what way? Yeah.
especially with the superstitions, it's very scary. Very, very scary.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
So do you feel like you now that you've experienced the best of both worlds, because how long so you were raised in Jamaica and now you've transitioned into being into United States, so now you've seen how different women raise their children, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you wish you were born and raised in America because now the culture is different? Do you feel like you would have still had that strict upbringing of, oh, if I wanted to put purple in my hair one summer, you could put purple in your ear, you could have bore your ears? So do you ever feel like, you know what, I wish me did grow up here so rather than grow up at Jamaica? Have you ever had that feeling?
Never. Never, ever, ever,
Super.
ever. I look at life here and I look at children growing up here and I'm like, I would never switch being a Jamaican, being
So
raised
you
in
appreciate the
Jamaica.
way how you were grows,
Yes.
the way how you were raised, with those cultures and those values that your parents have instilled in you.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful,
It really is
wonderful.
a big part of who I am today, also.
Good, good. So I know we spoke about you being at the Pentecostal, going to the Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
So what role does faith, spirituality, or community play in helping you manage life demands?
It is the head of my life, honestly.
Mhm.
It's the head of my life. It's what I draw back on every time I'm in a hard time, having a good time. Sometimes I have to remember that, okay, um, it's not only in the bad times I need faith, I need spiritual guidance. It's in the good times also. That's what keeps it going and keeps it
Mhm.
real. So
Mm,
faith is the head of my life. They said have the faith of a mustard seed, and that is no lie. The
mm,
smallest little faith can bring you so much, so
yeah.
much.
And we spoke about having those Jamaican traditions. So I know you had those of course, because you're born and raised in Jamaica, so most of those traditions still travel with you. But you know, the further you go, the more that culture deteriorates. Like you kind of lose some of those values.
Yeah.
So, what are some ways you try to remember and keep those values to you? You try to remember and
Music.
keep your music.
Jamaican music. I always listen to old, especially Jamaican gospel music, and
Okay.
try to keep my same Jamaican regimen, my same Jamaican self, my childhood self, because as you said, the older you get is the more you lose culture, you lose everything. So for instance, in Jamaica we wear hats to church. When
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, I don't wear hats at all.
Mm.
I'm tempted to, because in my church, again, very strict, you don't wear sleeveless at all. I'm tempted to wear sleeveless now because that's the culture here. And I'm like, all right, it's normal here. But if
Yeah.
I went back to Jamaica, I wouldn't.
Jamaica. You would wear the sleeveless. Yeah.
So I try
So give
to
so
keep everything.
mhm. So give me one Jamaican gospel song now. Which Jamaican gospel song you always listen to and repeat?
Anything Sanchez. Sanchez is the best Jamaican.
Give
I'm
me
happy
give me one
he's
give me one Sanchez song. Let me see. Let me know who that be.
um see the song the family from it now, what me not remember it. Never This the Man. That is one of the
Oh,
big one. It's a long song. It's
what
very
no
long,
reggae
but
song?
yeah, it's a reggae gospel song, but it's the old song that
Yeah.
I listened to growing up. Yes, and J Bez, yes, the Grace Thrillers,
Yeah.
all of them.
I mean, no, I mean, no Sanchez, you know, but when I say gospel, me I say like, me don't know no gospel chant. Never hear this way under the
The
anger.
thunder, yes, that one.
All
Yes, the egg.
right.
Yeah, Sanchez. And that's what I'm
Good,
saying.
good.
I'm glad he switched to gospel because I love his gospel reggae songs.
Yes, his music. Good. And I'm glad that you appreciate those values and you're still keeping them with you today.
Yes.
So now we've touched a little bit about your childhood and things that you possibly could do or couldn't do, and now you're in the stage of adulthood. Not even adulthood, Rihanna. You touch motherhood. Oh,
Straight to motherhood.
how has that been for you? How has it been now? You're not just only a woman, you're a
Yes.
mother. Because there's different stages of being a woman. You could be an auntie, you could be a sister, you
Yeah.
could be a. So now you touch this different aspect of motherhood. How
Mm-hmm.
that for you? How is that?
A little bit of everything. Happy, sad, scared, extremely
Mm,
scared. It's a little bit of everything. There's not one word to sum it up.
mm. And how has your experience been so far?
It was rough in the beginning. I'm not even going to lie. It was very rough, but over time it got easier. It's still hard. It's never
Mm-hmm.
easy. There's never a day you wake up and like, okay, this is easy. Nope. It's always going to be hard. There's always something to think about. You have to be thinking 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead. It's tiresome, but I'm loving it.
Well, I feel like based on what I've seen and based on what I've heard, you're doing a good job. So I hope you do give
Thank
yourself grace
you.
to know that you are doing a good job. And you look so good. And I don't mean like in terms of like the snapback thing or anything like that. Just meaning like you are taking care of yourself also while you're
Yeah.
still taking care of your child. So I want to commend you for that, for making sure you take the time out to take care of you. Okay?
Yeah,
You
I'm
have to
really
take care of
trying
you
to give
first,
myself that grace for real.
yeah, before you take care of anyone else. So wonderful, wonderful. So as you say, like it was rough. You feel like you had the support that you needed when you just started off?
Oh, yes, my village never left my side. And when they said
Oh,
it takes a village to raise a child,
raise
they
your
did
child.
not lie. My village didn't leave my side. I have all the support I needed and more. It was
Wonderful. Good.
very comforting.
Yes. Big up your village. Big up your
Big up
village.
my village.
Big up your village. All
Yes.
right. So how do you balance? I know you're a mom, you're growing
Yeah.
into adulthood, you're stepping into a phase where you're deciding on career paths, you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about no family. How are you balancing all of this? How are you balancing life, friendship, family, friends, work, career,
Social
school?
life.
yourself. How you find that time to balance everything, or how do you balance everything?
Take it one day at a time.
Mm,
I
mm,
it's hard to say, but yes, taking it one day at a time.
mm,
My calendar helps me too because if I know like events ahead of time, doctor's appointment, meetings, I can schedule them. So I'm like, all right, this is the 24th of that month. This is at
mm-hmm.
X time. So I'll remember that. And then everything else just goes into place. Whatever I have before that, then sure. But major events and stuff like that, they have a set time. And then I deal with them later when they need to be dealt with. But for everything else, I take it one step at a time as the days go by.
So it seems like you're trying to have a very organized life. Well, it seems like you already
Yes.
are organizing your life. So that is very good. That is very good. And I feel like that's one of the ways to help us with the navigations of life. Because sometimes even too we want to catch up on someone and we don't have the time. We say, okay, you know what? Let's make a call Rihanna today. And as I reach home and
Yes.
you say you'll be and you forget that you're gone, go sleep. So
Forget. If I don't set reminders now, I am going to forget.
oh, yes,
I'm
yes.
going to
That
forget.
is good. That is good. I feel like that's a very good skill to have, organization, so that nothing is really left out.
Yeah.
Everything is included and there's a balance. That is very good. Very good. And I assume that is a way that you prioritize self-care. Do you feel like you're taking care of yourself enough?
Not
Especially after
enough.
the baby?
Not enough. I have started recently. Like by recent, I mean like 2 days ago. But I have um I have been really taking myself seriously 2 days ago. But overall, I think of myself like second or third.
Mm. So
Yes.
why you
But
second or third?
because having a newborn is like they are one, two, three, and then you're four. But as the child gets
Mm-hmm.
older, then you start to focus on yourself more because they need less attention and everything. But prioritizing self care is really hard. It's really, really hard. There are most days where him have two bath I'm in a bed one time feed day.
No, 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 no.
Yes. A lot of days. And it's just rough, but it gets easier, as I said, as the baby gets older, it gets easier. And self care can be time consuming sometimes, and I'm just really tired.
Yeah. I can
Yeah,
only imagine. Ish. Can only imagine
yeah,
it.
I'm
All
just
right. So
really
can you,
tired.
yeah, but you have, I feel like it's really important for you to realize that you are, in some way, you are that baby's life, and you
Yeah,
have to take care of yourself, as I say, in order to take care of somebody else. You have to put
hmm,
yourself first
can't
because,
pour from an empty cup.
yeah, in reality, it's like, no what, nobody gonna put you first. You have to put your own self first. You know what your body needs. Your body will tell you what you need, and you have to
Yeah,
do it to take care of yourself. But as I say, you look good. So if you're struggling, then show us. So, and as a woman too, a lot of women struggle and they don't show any sign of struggling. But still, I want you to continue to, or try your best. Continue to try
yeah,
your best to take care of yourself until you reach there to the point where you feel like, all right, we can breathe. When I feel
hmm,
huckle up myself, I
yeah.
am okay. Yes. All right. So, can you share a pivotal moment in your life that really shaped your path?
Ah, it's hard to not make this one topic the head of my life, but pregnancy
Mm-mm.
that really turned everything around for me. Everything. And it, as I said, it's hard to not bring it up every time, but it was the most major event in my life.
Yeah, it's an important thing. Yeah, it's a very like
Yeah, but
thing.
when I found out I was pregnant, everything literally just shifted.
Mm,
Life just, I had to say, all right, gain back myself and then find a path to balance everything. Because even right now, I'm still confused of who I am aside from a
mm,
mother.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
so that really changed how you think, how you walk, how you talk.
So you're
Pregnancy
you're
changed
finding
everything.
yourself with this big major change because you have to remember what I how I see it, like 9 months before the baby come, you weren't pregnant. Then throughout the whole stage, you're pregnant, but you don't necessarily have it is physical inside of you, but not physical outside
Yeah.
of you, where you have to have that mental and physical overwork and overload. And then now, literally in the space of 9 months, you have to care for this life. This life is now your responsibility. Like if you're
You
gonna
have to
get a
keep it
degree,
alive.
yeah, even if you get 1 degree of 4 years, they might give up and say, okay, all right, now you know what I do. Literally pregnancy at the 9 month, or some
Yeah.
people 7 months, but you have to figure it out now. And as soon as they
And
come
it
out,
goes by so fast.
yeah, and we have to remember that I don't think there's really any training of how to be a mom,
No.
because it's just how you see a mother operate with her son or
And
your
every
other
child is
sibling.
different.
That's where you have to learn, and that too. And that is where you have to learn how to pick those pieces of how she
Yeah.
cared for her child to see if you want those in your child as well.
And again, going back to how you were raised, Jamaican wise to American wise, because how American people handle their children is different from how Jamaican people handle their children. So you have to be picking pieces of everything, the Jamaican culture, the American culture, and you have to remember the American culture, because a lot of the times when you go to the doctor and his appointment, they're not going to ask you about the Jamaican culture. They're asking you about the American culture, and you have
Mm-hmm.
to adapt to their American culture.
So you feel that it is a struggle here because did you have a child back in Jamaica?
No, I didn't.
So this is your first child now here in America. So you feel like
Yes.
that is a struggle because you never really had the child back in Jamaica to know what it was, that experience to bring them to the doctor, but still you
Yeah.
still had those cultural mindset. But you feel that is a struggle now with this big shift, this foreign shift, because now you're in a foreign land and now the baby
Mm-hmm.
is now like foreign to you because you've never had a baby before. This
Yes.
is not your new experience overall. So do you feel like that is a struggle now for you to navigate this life on a foreign country?
A struggle in a sense, yes, but not fully.
Mm.
Because I would rather have the baby here than in Jamaica.
Why?
Life is just easier with a baby here. If I'm being honest, it's very easier. You get a lot more help as a mom. You get a lot more help than in Jamaica. In Jamaica, you have the kid, and that's all right. That's your
In terms
responsibility.
In terms of what? Like, give me some examples because I always feel like to have the baby here, yes, and to raise it in Jamaica, it would be much easier because, again, as you mentioned, like, your younger brother, my sister used to come over and help. So that is the help that I have. While
Yeah,
here,
that.
you don't necessarily have family that's close by. Like,
Mm-hmm.
closest family to me is probably like an hour and a half away. And if I
Yeah.
have a baby here, like who's gonna take care of them? I have to get babysitter, I have to pay for
Mm-hmm.
daycare. So how
That's the
is it much
downside.
easier here? Okay.
Much easier here because, for instance, before the baby is even here, you're in labor and everything. I can ask for an epidural. In Jamaica, I can't do that. You have to go through
Hmm.
the pain alone. Even though I chose to do it naturally here, I had the option to do the epidural. In Jamaica, there's no option.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
either you live through it or you die. Yes. So that is one aspect that I'm grateful to have the baby here.
Yeah.
Another thing is you get more programs to help you. There's a WIC.
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica,
Yes.
there's nothing until
There's
the
no
child
way.
is going to school and then that's part, and that not everybody is approved for that.
Yes. Oh, not in Jamaica. There's no wick. You get lick.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
There's no way. Yeah, you have to figure it out on your own.
Yes, that is
And
so
as you were
true.
saying, the whole babysitting thing, yes, I if my mom wasn't here, then I wouldn't have a babysitter.
Mm.
I would have to call a babysitter or call somebody else, and not everybody is readily available like that. But in Jamaica, my next door neighbor, my auntie, my grandmother, they can babysit, but I don't even know my neighbors here.
Yeah, that's the culture here. No one really talks. I don't
Yeah,
even know anyone's name.
exactly.
That is so crazy here. And do you
So
feel like that is in terms of that? Are you adjusting to that culture here where like people wake up out of them bed and like give them a pass, they go down the road, them don't say good morning? Is that something
yeah,
that I don't know to phrase it like if you're okay with, but does that bother you?
Yes, it does because I'm like, you know, have no little manners, you know,
No
you
one
don't have
else.
no brought up. See, who raised you? Were you raised by wolves? And
Exactly.
it's not only the grown people, but the kids too. And
Your children as well
I can't blame the kids also because it's how they were raised
were raised.
by these grown folks. So yes, it does bother me a lot because sometimes I'll be walking and my natural thing is like hi, hello, good night, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
like nobody's acknowledging me and I'm like,
No one's
all right,
responding.
yeah.
Yeah. When was your first culture shock when you came here?
My first culture shock was
What do you
when
remember that to be?
I came to America at the age of 14 years old. I went into Publix. I
Mm.
don't know if everybody knows Publix. It's like a supermarket. But
Yeah.
my aunt said, go choose the bread that I want. No, in Jamaica, everybody knows
You
two
have,
bread, white bread and brown
two-
bread.
yes, white bread and wheat bread.
Exactly. White bread and brown bread. Even though you have different breads,
Breads, but those are the two
when you
common
go to the
popular bread.
supermarket, your brain focus on one or two type of bread.
Mm-hmm.
White bread, brown bread. And she said, go choose bread. So I said, all right, I'm going now looking for the red and white bag. Me buck up on this whole wall. So I'm like, I'm legit just shocked. Like 5 minutes standing there. She had to come find me. She's like, what happened? She's like, I don't know what to choose. She said, what kind of bread you want? Brown
Mm-hmm.
or white? So I said, white.
Mm-hmm.
Then she proceeds to give me a different types of white bread.
White bread.
Butter bread, honey wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't
bread
understand.
with nuts, bread with wheat, bread with all kind of stuff. You know,
Exactly.
bread with sugar.
Brioche. She came the other day and she's like, brioche. I'm like, what is a
Brioche.
brioche? So that was my first culture shock. I was so flabbergasted. I could not believe there was so much bread. Bread with circle, bread with a square. My gosh.
Bread, you kill me. And even to remember too, like sometimes when our older folks used to go to the store on Saturdays to do the grocery shopping, and they go to
Yeah,
the bakery, get the bread, and they bring home hot bread. You remember them? I bring home hot
exactly.
bread,
Hot
and you
bread.
can eat butter. But these breads, you don't get no access to no hot bread. And the
No,
bread where you don't know how long them bake, them put it down there and put
exactly.
expiration date and say,
And the
yeah,
FIFO first in, first out. No fresh bread.
yes,
No, the fresh
that is one
bakery
thing I
stuff is
miss.
not there.
The fresh, oh my God, the fresh hardwood bread.
The
You
fresh
break off
bakery set
piece,
is not there. Yes.
wipe it with butter, and
The fresh bake. Oh my gosh.
yes, I missed that. I missed that was
The other
funny.
day
The
I
bread.
went into a restaurant and I'm like, Jesus, I feel like I'm there in Jamaica again. It was so nostalgic. It was so
Aww.
nostalgic.
What did they have to offer? What was it?
All things Jamaican food, jerk chicken, brown stew chicken, fried
Mm,
fish,
mm.
rice and peas. You went inside there and it looked like you're there bada or bada jerk. It just didn't feel so
Oh, wow.
homely, so nice. Yeah.
No, we need to visit the restaurant here because I don't really have no Jamaican restaurant on me. Are you cooking Jamaican food?
Yes, only Jamaican food. I'm
Only
sorry, I
Jamaican?
don't cook these American food.
You don't
No.
cook no collard greens, no
No.
candy yams.
No. I cook strictly dumpling and rice and peas.
Yeah.
Brown stew chicken, curry chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, okay, that is good. That is good.
And my
One of my
banana
favorite,
and potato.
yes, and
Sorry.
I one thing I used to love as a Jamaican tradition too, where they cook soup every Saturday. I know
I'm
that
sorry, I
that was a
can't
tradition.
agree with that. I don't drink soup like that. But yes, I do. My grandmother used to always do that, and Jesus, I hate it.
When I was a child growing up, I never like it either. Every Saturday soup, how
Yes.
many I do a soup,
Son
but
hot out the door and you make soup.
you go make soup like you
Yes.
know you just do my sweet and then turn over a potter.
Yeah. And mommy have this thing now where she's like if me say I'm hungry, go make porridge. Porridge. Porridge is an appetizer. That
I
doesn't
mean, as a
run
purge, make
through
you
me.
hungry.
Exactly. Go make porridge.
Oh my God, I
No.
go drink tea.
Drink tea and crackers.
Mhm.
No, that won't help.
No, but to be honest with you, that is something I want to continue trying to make soup on Saturdays. Because it does help with your immune system. I can see all those nutrients because it's one big wall of
Yeah.
pots with everything I eat.
One as
Yes.
my friend would say, one big jambalala.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
think that type of soup over here is gumbo. That's what I
Yeah.
heard one of my friend calling it. And I'm like, gumbo?
Yeah, and I don't really
It's
have an
soup.
appreciation for American soup. Like only the ones because it's not like Jamaica where you could go up on the road at night time and you see soupy and say soupy, give me one
Yeah.
small soup and you put your
Yeah.
hot sauce at night. And I used to love those days. And then the soup the bust gas.
Mm-hmm.
Like over from school.
Touch the right
Yeah,
spot.
yes. But here in the supermarket, because you see everything here is not it's already made for you and it's their days. You're not getting it
Yeah.
as it is and prepared when it's fresh and hot. So like even when I go to the supermarket and I say I want to look at soup, me say soup with cheese. Like how
Yes,
that
soup with
how
what am
that
I
how
gonna do with that?
should soup gonna help me? Choose cheddar soup and broccoli. How that gonna help me? Not even say okay, give me a look at red pea soup or anything.
Thank
Cheddar and
you.
broccoli. How that gonna
Cheddar
help
and
me?
broccoli.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I would ask you like where are you now in your life? But you mentioned that you're still trying to find who you are.
Yes.
So we'll go over that one another time in life when we pivot and come back around and see where you are now. All right.
Yeah.
So what are some of your accomplishments that you are most proud of?
My degrees.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
you're hot.
Yeah. Degree
Yeah.
2 degrees hotter,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, ma'am.
And I finished them pregnant. So
Wow.
yes, I'm very, 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 and I earned a certificate in postpartum too. So yes,
Mm.
I am very, very proud of my academic achievement. I want to take it higher. I'm tempted to doing it right now, but where life is at, I have to take a step back and relax and assess everything before and not just making impulsive decisions. As I said, I'm
Yeah.
tempted to do impulsive decisions now that I'm older, but now that
Mm.
I'm older is when I'm supposed to say, okay, Rihanna, hold on.
Enjoy this moment.
Yes, look at
Learn
everything
from this moment. Mm-hmm.
and then make a move. But yes, I'm very proud of my degrees. I got both degrees in one going, and I'm trying to do the other two in one go also.
One going.
But
No man. Just overload.
with a
Wow. Wow.
child, I don't know how that will phase out,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to give myself grace again. So I'm going to try to do one degree and then do the other one.
Yes. Congratulations, Rihanna.
Thank
Congratulations
you, thank
and
you.
on finishing it. I feel like that's a lot of that's something that's difficult for a lot of persons starting something and not be
Yeah.
able to finish it. So congratulations to you. And I know I can assume it was hard.
Oh,
It was
sleepless
difficult.
nights,
Yeah. So congratulations to you.
blood, sweat, and tears, literally. Rain. Thank God we don't get snow. Rain, sunshine, everything.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations. And enjoy the
Thank
moment.
you.
Celebrate yourself. You have so much to celebrate. There's so much to
I
celebrate.
I keep hearing that, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but probably too much ambition. I don't know if there's such a thing as too much
No,
ambition,
no, I don't believe
but
there's no such thing as too much ambition. You are
I
who you are
keep
supposed
seeing more room for improvement where I can
to.
do more. I can do this, I can do that. And I keep trying to do everything all at
One
once,
part.
even though I can't do
Mhm,
everything all at once. But I really should, yes, stop and give myself some praises, but
mhm.
self praise is no
Yeah.
recommendation.
Yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily say stop and give yourself a praise. Just praise yourself in the moment and recognize yourself in those moments, right? And I personally don't think, let's say I personally, I don't think there's anything such as an overachiever. You see, whatever you see for yourself, that is for you. Nobody can talk about it
Yes.
because it was never their vision or their dream in the first place.
What
What I
is for
feel,
you
nobody can
can't
feel.
feel. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is for you. So no matter what you say you want to achieve, I feel because it is there to be
Yeah.
achieved. There's no
The
impossible
sky's
for
the
you.
limit.
Exactly. And beyond the sky, there's something else. Because when you reach there, you
Yep.
realize, oh, look up more.
Mm-hmm.
You go.
There's more.
You go. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. How do you think your younger self will feel about where you are today?
Wow. Being a mom, she would be like, "You're a what?
Rianna?
You're a what?" But
Yes.
I think my younger self would be very proud because I could remember from the early age of like 10, I told myself I'm not going to be living in Jamaica. That
Oh,
was
you're
my
not gonna
number
believe.
one goal. I would not be
Really?
living in Jamaica, yes. And I made it um, a point of my duty that as soon as I finished high school, I applied to all overseas colleges. I didn't apply to one Jamaican college.
Mm.
And I got accepted to two out of four. And I'm like, all right, this is it. I am not going to live in Jamaica. And I think she would be proud to say, yes, you're working and doing what you
Towards
want to
what you
do.
said tonight too. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what was it about Jamaica when making a want to stay there? What Jamaica
I
do to you
don't
so?
know. I don't know if I did the foreign minded as Jamaicans would call it, but I do not
Yeah.
want to live in Jamaica. I'm proud of my country. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Love my
Mm-hmm.
country to my heart. Wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't see a life for me in Jamaica. And even if I was living in Jamaica, sorry, Westmoreland, I would not be living in Westmoreland. I would be probably in Kingston or Montego Bay. Montego Bay the least because I grew up in Montego Bay partially, so I
Yeah.
understood life in Montego Bay.
Montego
But
Bay.
Kings, I need the fast life. I am a city girl. I
Yeah.
love the fast life. So I didn't
Okay.
see Jamaica as my speed.
So I think what you are saying is like you appreciate the values that you had from that country
Yes.
and you bring them towards blooming yourself in life.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. And I think it's the thing too with a lot of young people, their mind is set on like getting their education there, getting the values and the upbringings there, and then
Mm-hmm.
migrating. Because if you look at it, there's not much it has to offer. The country
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot to offer to its youths. You
Yeah.
don't have nothing to offer at all. And
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to make them come like say
It's
boom bap bap.
for
It's just
yeah.
a comedy way. So
It's
I,
just
I
for
don't really.
retired and old people now.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. Like that is so true.
And it's a
Because
third
there is
world
so much
country. Living in
opportunities.
a first world country now, I'm realizing that it's so fast paced and everything is so changing technologically wise. Everything is
Mm-hmm. You
changing
have the
for the young
access.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Old people, they're forgetting about them. So right now,
Yeah.
they're like, I will stay in Jamaica. You guys go to the first world countries, live on a life and everything. Then no can come back. And I agree because Jamaica is a third world country. It's not moving at the pace of America right
Of
now or
America.
first world
Yeah.
countries.
Mm-hmm. You don't have the access to the opportunities that you have here. It will take
That's
you
the same thing
longer.
I said too.
Yeah. It will take you so
Because
much longer.
here, the other day I said to my friend, she's
Mm-hmm.
working and she's like, why you want to stay in America? I'm gonna say student discount. There's
Mm-hmm.
no such thing as student discount in Jamaica. I cannot go to Xfinity, T-Mobile, Foot Locker, Apple Music and say student discount because where are you a student? Even if you
Mm-hmm.
are a student, okay, good for you. That's it. In
Yeah.
America, you get student discount for almost everything.
Everything. I can do my Spotify. I can do
Exactly.
my Prime. I can do my
Exactly.
Amazon. Oh my God. So many. That is so true. That is so true.
She asked me, she literally asked me why do I stay in America and I said student
Yeah.
discount.
There's so much more opportunities here. Joining the military, you don't have to pay for
Yeah.
school. You have the benefits even after you come off of active duty and you've transitioned from that. There's countless amount of opportunities to tell. And even in Jamaica to the influence,
Mm-hmm.
it's not influencing. I don't know what that
No.
is, but it's terrible. It's terrible. I know when you're so young, you're so impressionable because you're like a sponge soaking up everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a young adult, still you're soaking up the whole world because you're trying to learn and figure out who you are. And what the country has to offer now and its values, I'm sorry, it move very shaky. Probably that's why the
Yeah.
earth, so that. But it is moving very shaky.
It
It's
is
terrible.
It's
That's
as if
terrible.
not moving at the and if I saw that at the age of 10, judge
Mm,
now.
yes. So it shows that you had a mature mindset from a long time. You had an understanding of
Yes,
reality from a long
before. Yeah,
time, and I hope that carries you through the world. I hope you still
I,
have that skill or that sense with you.
yes, I really do. It's guiding me
Mm,
right now through motherhood, through working, through school, everything. It's guiding me a lot right now because I don't know if I had a child's, not really say a child's mind, but if my mind wasn't so mature and I'm used to my mature mind, would I be here right now? What would I be
mm,
doing? Because
mm,
I think, and I've been told already that I assess situations different from my peers.
mm. In what way?
I was wondering the same thing too. But then I looked back at people my age and I'm like, you guys are not moving at the same pace as me. I'm trying to build and go higher, and you guys are partying every weekend.
They're very okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So basically, they're probably not, excuse me, they're probably not taking the time out to evaluate to see where they are now and where they want to go and the steps to take to reach that goal. They're probably just working in the now and always working in the now. If you're always working in the now,
Yeah.
you're gonna get stuck,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, so speaking on to Jamaican women and speaking about peers, are there any what advice would you give young women navigating life?
Listen to older folks. I'm not saying you should follow everything, but listen to them. They are much wiser. They have
Hmm?
been through it.
Look
They've
for
been
Rianna.
through the
Look
ringer.
for
Yes,
yes.
they have
Yes. Wow.
been through the ringer. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
everything how they said is going to happen to you. If, for instance, if they say, "Oh, if I eat late at night, your belly is gonna be," I mean, I say it's gonna happen to you, but they have
Yep.
experienced it, and they're like, "All
Mm-hmm.
right, this is an advice." So yeah, what I'm trying to say is take everything as an advice and not as a you have to.
Mm. Wow. That is such a wise statement, really, and that is such a mature statement, and that is such a self-awareness statement.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Because I was there too. I was very excited to get older. Very, very excited. That's another thing too. I keep telling my brother, stay a child. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because once you get older in this life,
Touch
this grown
adulthood.
life, it is ghetto. It is ghetto. Yes.
Yeah,
Enjoy being free of bills. Enjoy being carefree. Enjoy not having to
can really
worry.
handle.
Yes. Because
I
when I was a child, I never even did think about death. Me just know say me
mm,
I go my bed and me I wake up. I
yeah,
never
wake
think
up and you
about
go
death.
run up the next
Yeah.
day. Yeah,
When you get older now, you're like, Lord God,
that
I
is.
wonder if me I gonna live to see
Mm,
tomorrow. I hope me not dead. Like
mm,
these things
I'm
pop
not
up in
wake
your
up
head
tomorrow.
now. So enjoy
Mm-hmm.
your childhood. Enjoy your teen life. Think
Yeah.
before you move because I see a lot of young people making impulsive decisions, and I'm not one to judge impulsive decisions, but think
Mm-hmm.
before you move because a lot of young people are dying, and I don't know why, but it comes from, and I don't know if it's like a right place, wrong time situation happening, but a lot of it I think can be mitigated by just thinking before you move.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to add to that and think probably it's the lack of knowledge, the lack of not knowing, and also the lack of having a plan. Yes, when you fail for plan overall, you fail. When you don't have the knowledge, you step into any and anything without understanding what the circumstances might be.
Yeah,
So make sure you have a plan, formulate a plan, and understand how this plan is going to work. Have a backup just in case it never goes the way how you want it to go.
that is so true. A plan
Yes.
A, a plan B, a plan C. As far as you
Yes.
can plan, as far as your imagination can take you, follow it. Always follow your gut
Yes.
too.
That is so true. And I also wanted to add about what you said about remaining a child. I miss my childhood days I miss running up and down.
Me too.
I miss one good run up and down
Me
session.
too.
Because even now, Rihanna, I'm so embarrassed of this. If me fit take up myself, send me a go run. The
Listen,
leg hurt me.
me no
I
run
can't
none at all.
breathe. Oh
So,
my God, I would be in so much pain.
mm-hmm.
And I just, even thinking some of the things I want to do is like go hiking, go fishing,
Yeah.
go crab hunting, because it just gives me a sense of like freeness.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what we got from running up and down, freeness. And
Yes.
it just
There's no
brings us to
boundaries, no holdback.
yes, no, I miss those days. It is something I even
Me
when I
too.
get much healthier in my adulthood, I wish to still enjoy those moments of
Yeah.
fun. Running up and down, a local sight in the middle. I
Yes.
miss it. I miss it.
Jump
And
rope,
I will carry that with
everything.
me. Yes, yes. That is so true. Remaining a child within.
Yeah.
Yes, having fun. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I
Okay.
miss it. And I find myself now because the world is so much right now. I find myself
Mm-hmm.
watching my old TV shows, cartoons, just to get a sense of
Remember.
peace and remember
Mm,
how everything felt.
yeah. Even me too, what I do is whenever I have groups of people, no matter what age they are,
Hmm.
I always try to play a game. I mean, I tell them to be like excited in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm like explaining how the game goes. Like
Yes.
Dandy Shine, like one person has a joy. If it like, and that give it is just that laughter that comes with
Mm-hmm.
it. Those oh my God. Those are blessed moments.
Yes.
Blessed moments.
And people
You
are
remember when
more
I run up on you?
social.
Yes. People here are not social. That is true. But how I overcome that is I talk to people. If me I walk
Yeah.
past them, I say, and
Same.
I've come up with this thing like, I don't know what is wrong with me. Me ask if you ever say good morning. I said good morning. You're gonna answer
Exactly.
me because my first experience, I think I know we spoke about culture shock. My
Mm-hmm.
first culture shock when I first came here, I was in Florida, right? The Orange State,
The
yeah.
yes, the
Sunshine
sunshine
State, the
state.
Sunshine State. Yes. And but yeah, I take a bus and we go up on a bus and I said good morning.
Yeah.
And in Jamaica, like if you go on the bus in the morning time and you go to school, you'll probably say good morning or something, something,
Mm-hmm.
something. So I'm go and the people them bus, I'm say good morning. I say good morning. And I think so they never hear me. So I'm like, oh my God, Natisha, open up your mouth. Good
Mm-hmm.
morning.
Yep.
And I say, no. And everybody have mind them own a business. And even before I stepped on the bus, I don't remember it was the same day or another day I was at the bus stop and there was a lady at the bus stop. And of course, if I'm coming to the bus stop and I see a lady that's older than me, I say
Yeah.
good morning.
You see somebody in general, they're going to say good morning because that's
Good
they're
morning.
there before you.
Yes. And I said good morning to the lady and the lady don't answer me. And me, take up myself going ball.
We are Malfa.
Because I'm like, why the hell the lady hit me? Like, I don't know what, like, all these things are just rambling through my mind. So I call mommy. I call mommy, and mommy. I tell the lady good morning. Lady
And she
don't
gonna
answer me.
answer you.
And she say, I think after them stay the pain in my mind. What you ball
Mm-hmm.
for?
Exactly.
Yes,
I
that
same
was
today
that was my
yesterday.
yes, that was my big culture shock. Realizing that persons don't answer you, they walk past you like
Mm-hmm.
you don't exist. Yeah, that was it. But growing up, having more confidence now in this younger stage of adulthood. If I'm passing you, I mean that's like every day I pass in the room and I say good morning to someone, but I like
Yeah.
I like hi
Give a
or like good morning.
gesture or a
Even
smile or
yes,
something.
if they're like in a close proximity, I'll say something to them because I feel like even in a grocery store, give me a pass. 'Cause people in the grocery store, the pass and I can say, "Excuse me," that pissed me off. That pissed me off because like why can't you gonna push me down, paper? Because I will push you back.
Exactly.
But anyways,
Even
just
going
those
up to the
things.
cashiers. Even other day I was in Publix and I went up to the cashier and I was like, hello. And she just
Yeah,
start cashier something them. Me
and
not
then
gonna take
answer.
them out her hand and carry them go give somebody else because what you mean you don't hear me call you not answer me.
You did it. You took them back out of her
I
hands.
was going to say, no, I'm gonna give you some grace today. I'm gonna let it
Yeah,
slide.
yeah, yes. And I don't know. I feel like it's a good mannerism, as they always say, manners carry through the
Yes.
world, girl. And I'm like, I've seen how that has changed my life. Just coming
Mm-hmm.
out and saying hi to people, because that is how you meet people. That is how you
Yeah,
learn through
that is
sharing
so true. And
experience.
you never
Like just us
know
having this
whose day
conversation
you might brighten up by just saying good morning or hi.
exactly at the same time, and just smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah. So those things that are part of my culture that has been instilled in me from I was young, I'll never, me not left them. If me
Nah,
I got
lose
class,
them.
if me I got class, me say good morning. If you want
Yep.
answer me, that I feel me is.
Yep.
But me know some morning because my conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my conscience hurt
Yeah.
me. We don't say it.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
weird.
Sometimes you
Weird.
feel like, and you depend your brain for days like, so me never do say
Like
morning.
just the person say good morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't say that, I still say it because I'm gonna uphold that value of mine, right? And I
Yes.
value that value. It is a part of
And
who I
part
am.
of me
Manners.
have my mother in other ears I say, I may just wake up. I may sleep in I see in bed. Yeah. So I always try to say good morning. Me always, and sometimes I not even try. It's so natural. As soon as I step in
Mhm.
our room, it just
Morning.
come out.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, you not even think. Yeah, that is so true too. So true. Yeah, keep those values. We'll keep it. I'll keep it.
Yes.
Keep it. All right. So, are there any women figures? Are there women or figures who have inspired you throughout your life, and why?
My mother, the first and foremost, the head of my household, watching all that she has gone through to be
Mm,
herself because she has basically raised herself. I always said that
mm,
her mom died when she was young, very young. And I keep saying how she raised herself, I couldn't do it. I could never in a million years do it. She was not only taking care of herself, but her younger sibling.
mhm,
And she has impacted my life a lot. She's my woman figure, my role model.
mm,
A lot of what she has done and is doing impacts me now as a mom too and as an adult.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that is such a
Yeah.
that's such a thoughtful
A lot of the
gratitude.
women too who have impacted my life are not around me anymore. They're back home, back in Jamaica, and quite a few of them too. Auntie Nav, Miss Ro, Auntie Lai, a lot of them. And you see me calling them auntie. All of them are auntie because
Yeah.
they hold such
Respect, even if
respect.
you're not blood
Yes,
related. Yes.
I have such respect for them and them as a woman, not just a mother. How they bring themselves, how they bring their
Mm-hmm.
household, how they work, their,
Mm-hmm.
as they would say, attitude determines the altitude. Their whole attitude is just
Mm-hmm.
me picking pieces of each of them, trying to build me.
Yeah.
And
How they
I'm
carry
glad
and
I,
value yourself
yeah, I'm glad I
and how they
had those
advocate for
role
you.
models.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's so
glad because
true.
a lot of these women I look at, I'm like, who
Who
raised
raised you?
you?
And we try not to judge characters, but sometimes it's really
Yeah.
like so terrible. Like you have to wonder,
Mm-hmm.
like, where you grew up,
Mm-hmm.
like crazy,
Again,
and
back to the
it's
brat ups. You have no
like
look of brat ups.
it is. Yes,
And
but
I'm
we
wondering,
still should
is
try
this how
to
your
not
mother
judge.
behaves while you are like this? Is this how your grandmother
Mm-hmm.
behaves? Who are you seeing doing this? Why you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I do share some of the same. I share the same sentiment with you. Appreciating those women, because some of those women that are a part of your life are also a part of my life, and I do appreciate them more than they could possibly know or think of.
Yeah.
They've supported me in so many ways. They've been there for my. They've been there beside me. Even you, Rihanna. You
Even
coming up.
you too.
You have played
Yep.
such a role in my life. Like even growing up, and I remember coming over to your house and play. We have
Yeah.
played local volleyball. We have played local cook with dirt.
Right? Gone for adventures.
Yes, yes. So those just appreciating that sisterhood because we're
Mm.
not blood related, but you mean so much to me. Because even how you
Same.
address me, yes,
Always my Auntie Natisha.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. So I am so appreciative to have you in my life and just to watch how you grow from when you're little pitney, Rihanna. Like you're still short. You're still short, but like
Whatever. Everybody keeps. I'm
yes,
Baha. Yes, I'm very
I see.
short.
But you have such a strong personality that you
Make up
present
right.
yourself as taller. And then when I see you, I'm like, I can't believe Serena's so short. But
Yeah.
you just have strongness about you. And I really appreciate knowing that you've overcome so much. I appreciate that so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. Um, what do you hope the next generation of women will take away from your experience?
Firstly, as I said, always thinking.
Mm,
Think for yourself. Next, build a village. Even if it's not 15 people, one,
mm-hmm,
2 people, build a village because you alone can't do it. No man
mm-hmm.
is an island and no man stands alone.
So true.
Even when you want to be an island, build yourself a village. Have a right hand or somebody you can, even if you don't converse every day, have a small village enough to can help you for you to bounce back. Thinking, as I said, putting reading,
Mm,
putting all of your educational knowledge into one basket and then assessing everything. Because sad to say, if I wasn't educated, a lot of my decisions was
a bit
nothing.
poor.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
very
the lack
poor.
of knowledge. Mm-hmm.
So getting
Mm-hmm.
all the resources and putting them into one and say, all right, what can I do? How do I assess this? What is my next step?
Mm-hmm. Um, thank you, Rihanna. Thank you so much for sharing that side and that story and that experience of how you've navigated, of how you've grown, of how you've assessed your challenges, of how you overcome, of how you still navigate life and what is to
Mm-hmm.
come ahead. I appreciate this time that we spent with each other, learning and sharing these stories, right?
Me too. This was
So,
very fun because I didn't know that I really looked at life that way, and that's how I assess things. I was just going. A lot of it was just me going, as I said, taking it one day at a time. So I
mhm.
really looked into myself too, and like, okay, that's how you really do it for real.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said that like you have to give yourself grace for every stage of life, for everything that you achieve, even things gonna
Yeah.
work out in your favor. Because
Yes.
the minute say man a plan and gotta laugh or something
Yes. And
along
got a wipe.
those lines, right? Gotta wipe. And you have
That's
to
another
understand
thing
that
too. Always, 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 always. Me not say everything was disappointing, but if you get disappointed, use that too.
mm-hmm.
Always expect disappointments because there's so much. I cannot tell you how many no's I've heard in the past three
Yeah.
months. Always
Mm-hmm.
expect disappointments.
And how you navigate it after that. Because as I said
Yes.
in my previous sit downs, I said like accepting the negative is a positive thing. You have to learn how to challenge that energy,
Yeah.
channel that energy into something else because it's going
Yes.
to happen.
hmm
Not everything
It's
will
not going
come
to
to you.
be all rosy and peachy every day. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Yeah,
this adult life, it comes with a lot of disappointments.
yes, because life is life in all around. No matter where you
And
take
for
it, there is
everybody,
never set thing for success. Yeah,
yes. And
that
whoever
is so.
said this too shall pass did not say something else is going to come. There's always something.
There's
Always
always.
something.
Mm-hmm. And that is the thing too. It will pass. It literally will pass. Like whatever was going on 9 months ago is not
Yeah.
the present situation right now. So it will pass for sure, for sure, for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
It will
Totally.
pass.
There's so many things to learn as life goes on, so many things we want to carry on, so many things we have
Mm-hmm.
to unlearn. You see, that unlearning is a big part of adulthood, especially
Yes.
how we're raised in a strict
Mm-hmm.
environment. Like, shut your mouth, me a talk, you do what
Mm-hmm.
me tell you to do, right? And now we have to learn what parts of those things we want to take with us. What about those things that we learned? What we not sure of, no, we have to unlearn, know that we have the knowledge now. Because
Yeah.
I feel like
What
a
part
lot
of
of
that we
knowledge,
value?
the lack of knowledge, the lack of not knowing is what is killing us. So we have to
Yeah.
make that step, take that initiative to make sure that we are well informed on our decisions. As you said, don't make it an impulsive decision. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
very careful and plan for those things and
Yes.
accepting that
Because
things
the
will not always
ignorance
go
will
your way.
blind you.
Yes, so true. Things will not always go your way because you plan and remember you don't know the future. So even though
Mm-hmm.
you're planning, you cannot say that this will go so for real. So that's why having the backup and having that mindset to be open to changes, to learn how to navigate. When you set this one plan and it don't work out the way there,
Yeah.
there's something else that can happen.
Yeah. Have a plan B
Yes.
also. Have
Mhm.
a plan
And just
C.
know there's better out there.
Yep. There's
There's better
always
out there.
something ahead. There's always another door to be open. And if the door not open, jump through the window. Yeah, if the door not open, jump through the window. Cause
I think I'm gonna use that one.
yep, something have to be done.
Something has to be done. You have to put your foot forward. Put your best foot
Yep,
forward and how the next one come. You
yep.
have to try.
And it's
You
hard.
have to
And
do
when
it.
Jamaicans say if you want good, you know how to run,
You have to
they
run.
never lie.
Hmm.
They never
Yeah.
lied.
So you have to endure it. Better is out there. I'm so proud of
Yes.
you. I'm so proud of you. This
Thank
conversation
you.
warms my heart. It warms my heart, especially in this
That's
cold time.
it.
Warming my heart.
Right? I don't
Yes,
like the
yes, yes.
cold. I'm sorry. I'm a warm body.
And you know where I'm at? It's very, 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 very cold. It's 30
Uh,
something degrees.
Lord Jesus, hear them, they bring a number, a cash pot number them then. No, sir. Mm-mm. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'll
yes,
keep the
yes.
70s.
All
Yeah.
right. So as we transition into the next part of this podcast, we're gonna be doing a little fun activity called this or that.
Ha!
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be asking you a few questions and you tell me your preference, right?
All right.
So some of them are also based on the conversation that we've had. So the first one is
Mm-hmm.
gospel or reggae?
Ah, um, I would have to say reggae.
Mm, why? I thought you were all into the
Because,
spirituality game.
yes, I'm very into my spiritual thing. I'm very locked in, very cuffed by my spirituality. But reggae can take so much forms.
Mm-hmm.
Reggae is easier to listen to, it's easier to find. You can get spiritual messages from reggae also.
Mm-hmm.
So gospel is, and I feel like that is kind of biased because gospel is, when you hear gospel, you think strictly church music. As soon as
Mm-hmm.
people hear reggae gospel, they're like, and the gospel music that.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that I'm going to keep that and say, right, gospel is just gospel, but reggae
So,
can take many shape and
different
form.
forms. Yes, I actually am agreeing with that because I do listen to reggae music too now. I'm listening to
Yeah.
both reggae and gospel, right? And sometimes when I feel like a bad girl, I listen to like a
Oh,
rap. I listen to like rap and dancehall, but mostly now I listen to reggae and gospel and one reggae song. Oh my god, that's the thing. You know, why we never tell the song you can't come out your mouth? This is a
exactly.
reggae song by DJ Nicholas. Jehovah Jireh. Oh, things already better.
Yes.
Things already
You see?
better.
You see, that is a gospel reggae song, a reggae gospel song, whichever way you put it.
Yes,
And
you're
then you
putting
can
me
go
on.
into regular reggae, but you can go in your Bob Marley, you can go
Mm-hmm.
in your Tanya Steven, you can go into all of them.
Yeah, you can go in and look at Itana. And
Yeah.
that is so true. Main Virgo. I listen to all of them, and I appreciate them. I know I'm listening to their words. Mostly before I was listening to the vibe
Yes.
of music and just
Mm-hmm.
the rhythm, but now me appreciate the lyrics and
And
understand the lyrics.
younger us didn't appreciate it. We just hear it as all of them my old music I play. Tell them my old music, but
Yeah,
no.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
now I appreciate the values and what is being told, the stories that are being
Yeah.
told through this music.
And if you
I'm
really
very
listen to some of them, they're so true. They're so
so
true.
it's so true. Oh my God. That's why I say like that song, things are really better. Like it
Yes.
is, even if I'm going through something like a bit challenging or difficult in the
Mm-hmm.
moment, because
And you
I
and you draw for
I
that.
don't know myself anymore. Is there anything will happen in this life, Rihanna? I could have lose my off. I cut myself. I could have lose my work. I could have lose house. I cut myself. I cut myself over nothing
Yep.
anymore. It is no longer in my hands. I pass the
Mm-hmm.
burden to the
Yep.
higher one. Yeah,
That is so
I am.
true.
I'm so happy about where I've reached in life to have
Mm-hmm.
that sense of like peace, and I can reassure myself that things are going to be okay.
Yes, that
And
is so
I'm happy
true.
with myself.
Even the other day I'm like, because it was time for rent, and me look at me and say, God, I really out the door me to live. If I out the door me to live, then alright. And you have to go help me with it, but I really out the door me to live. And then
Mhm.
boom, I got help.
Yeah, the money come. Yeah. And I feel like even if it's even to say like even if it did happen, let me speak for me personally, even if it did happen, life goes on. I
Yes.
will find a way. I've seen
Life
worse happen to
goes
people.
on.
Life goes on and I can make it. I
And
have the
that is
will.
another song too, you know. Life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, okay. All right. So the next one is changing the past or knowing the future.
Changing the past. If I'm
Changing the
gonna
past.
go back to change, yeah.
What what
But
what thing in the past you want to change?
too much. Too much. But yeah, I would keeping the future unknown, that keeps me going because I'm like, all right, I don't know what will happen next. The mystery is
Mhm.
exciting. It's very
Mm.
exciting. But I knew what happened already. So let me go back and change that and then know, all right. Maybe that would change the future too.
Yes, but well, it is knowing the future, not changing the future. But still, like if you change the past, I feel like that affects who you are now because you are who you are because of those things that happened in your
That
past.
is true, but I still would change it.
You
I
change the past.
like the adventure of not knowing the future.
Okay, that is so true. Yes, I
Yeah.
like to live the unprecedented life as well.
Yes.
All right, so the next one is expressing yourself freely with potential of backlash or staying quiet for acceptance.
No. Me always I go say what the on my chest. Always I go say I don't care if my mother, my father, my auntie, my grandmother, whoever wants to disagree, good, that's your opinion. But I am going to say what I think and how I feel regardless.
No, I know that. That is so true. You were not
Yes.
the top of your
I
mind.
will say what is on my mind. Me not go
All
my
right,
bed with it. I will think about it a little bit, but I am going to say it.
all right. Following trends or setting your own path, even if you stand alone.
Setting my own path. I must
Even
say,
if you stand alone.
yes, it is a hard one. It is a hard one because a lot of my decisions, I did it alone. Coming to America, I was the only one. Everybody's like, "No, you figure you take you stay in Jamaica.
Mm.
You're too foreign minded."
Mm.
I got that a lot growing up. You're too foreign minded. Everybody want to go foreign. You're too foreign minded. No, you figure you take you. If I did stay, that. I didn't want to do that. Everybody, leaving high school, everybody attend or try to get into UE and whatever you take. that wasn't for me. I'm like, all right, I am the only one out of my batchmates who left to go to school in America.
Yeah.
And then after I left, more followed.
So you set the trend then.
So I set the trend.
You set the trend. Okay, okay, man. Okay, like Miss Nicki Minaj, yes. Especially since you wanted that colored hair.
Yes.
All right. This is if you do aspire to be married. So, marrying for love or marrying for stability? What
Oh
one you know, think?
Lord.
Think about
Marrying for
something.
love.
Marrying for love. I don't even have the money
Yes.
and to struggle. I don't have the food to eat.
Marrying for love. People who live
I
this simple life. Listen, me go through it already by myself. Some of the need fee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need little love. Probably that would make me not really look on the hungry part and everything. You know, say I have a comforting arm to sleep on at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
night. Whether we asleep out the door or we asleep on the roof, I have
No shelter.
somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
especially with
Yeah.
current events, having a child, blah blah blah, marrying for love.
Marrying for love. And I was just playing devil's advocate because I do agree with you, marrying for love, because love conquers all. Like, I feel like with that
It
love,
does.
probably you realize you're hungry sometimes. Maybe probably not a lie, but still. But I feel
Yeah.
like just that sincerity
Mhm.
with love. I feel like it really conquers all. Like it heals
Yeah.
everything.
The
Yeah.
certainty that you have somebody. I hate uncertainty, and to know that you have somebody by your side through everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm gonna ask you the last one, which we
Mhm.
already know the answer. So Jamaica or foreign?
In terms of what?
In terms of, when I first initially thought of this question, I was gonna talk like raising your kids and having a family or settling down. So for both. So think of like raising your family and settling down, Jamaica or America, United States of America.
One, I mean, I feel biased with my Jamaican. No, I wanted to raise my child in Jamaica because that is a big part of who I am now. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if that's fair to him because he was
Mm-hmm.
born here. This is his country. I wasn't born here. It's not my country, and I got the pleasure of being raised in my country. So I didn't
Yes.
want to not give him the pleasure of not being raised in his country. So I wanted him to grow up in Jamaica, but I had to put it aside, and I'm like, all right. So I'm going to say having my family here, raising my child here.
Yes. So now you're valuing his wants and potential needs. And I like that. I feel like that's an American thing because
Yes,
in Jamaica you don't have a choice.
you don't
And
have a
when
choice.
you will
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah. And you're doing what you feel like is best for you and your child. So at the end of the day, you can't
yeah.
knock it. Yes. Okay.
That is so
All right,
true.
Miranda.
And if anything, we can just draw from a little Jamaican culture, them and sprinkle them in a little American culture, you know? Yeah. In
Yeah,
Jamaica, you
yeah,
have Jamaican culture only. But here, you
yes.
get a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. Understood. So you speak to him in a pot or you speak to him in English?
I'm so sorry, I speak to him in mostly patois.
Uh, And I feel like
I
in
have to be remembering that, okay, he's going to go to school
and he's
and
gonna
they're going
learn
to
the
teach
English.
him this American accent and
Yes.
he's going to go to school and say, Mommy never said this.
Yes, I feel like that is the way when you have a language difference, when
Yeah.
there's multiple language in the family, at home you choose them that language that is not popular. So when they go out there, children will learn. They're smart. They
Yes.
will learn every single thing. So yes, make him because there's gonna be a point when me can't really say me not speak English every day,
Me,
right? Me going back to my ways of
yes.
talking my dialect, which is patois, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
that is so
then
true.
having learning Spanish, I find myself saying simple words to him in Spanish, and I'm like, oh
Spanish.
my gosh, he's going to have too many language in brain and confused.
Yes, it will become at one time, but he will overcome. It's just like everything in life that we have to learn, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's better for them to learn it at an earlier age where their brain is still
Mm-hmm.
simulating all of these senses and
Yes.
languages. In their environment, it's a bit more easier for them than as an adult. Because I'm trying to learn a new language at this age, it's not easy at all.
Yes, because the brain takes 7 years to adapt to a new language.
Look at Rianna teaching us,
So
taking that information, okay?
sorry.
7
Yeah.
years.
So now that
Okay.
he's growing, he has the 7 years. We don't do 7 years 2 time, 3 time already. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
easier for him because he's growing in it. But we already grew in something and set in something, so changing it now it's going to take time to adapt.
Yes, yes, yeah. All right. All right, Rihanna. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us today. This was a wonderful,
Yeah,
incredible,
it
not
was
just
fun.
informative, fun session. This felt like home.
Really.
More patwa, and it would have feel like a home.
Yes.
It was very nice, and I learned so much about you, and I'm just so proud of you, Rena. Honestly,
Thank you.
honestly, looking at you from the last time I saw you, so beautiful, always
Thank
so
you. You
beautiful.
too.
You're just you're definitely glowing, and I love that for you, and I appreciate that you're trying for yourself and you're doing it for
Yeah.
yourself, and you're overcoming the things that were difficulties for you, and you're making the plan. You realize what is stopping you, like the impulsiveness, and you're
Mm-hmm.
navigating away from that. You realize the things that are making you great, and you're continuing in that path. You,
Yeah.
you admit. You admit. And you need to remember, say you admit.
Accepting a lot of it is the biggest part because when you accept it, then you can change it. If you don't accept it, then you'll be in denial. And in denial is very delulu, as the Americans would say now. Yes.
You must hello.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Jada. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us. So, all right. So thank you so much again for joining us today on
No
I'm Every Woman.
problem.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation as much as I did and that you found
I
inspiration in the
did.
stories we shared. Remember, every woman's journey is unique, and together we celebrate the beauty of those experiences. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who might need a little inspiration. I'd love to
I'll
hear your
gladly.
thoughts and feedback. So feel free to contact us on social media or drop a comment. Until next time, keep embracing your own story. And remember, you're never alone on this journey. Take care, and I can't wait to connect with you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.